Are you in a constant state of fear and doubt, worried that your twin flame won't come back or that they found somebody else? This is our ultimate test of faith. Faith in the journey, faith in your connection, and faith in divine timing. We have to surrender the outcome to the universe and trust in what we feel. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. I think we go through an awful lot of this roller coaster energy. We can go into these periods of complete calm and knowing, but then there's the low energy of, is this ever going to work out? Are they ever going to come back? And the longer the separation, I think the more we go into fear and doubt. But I feel right now, this collective energy, we're all going through this energy of complete despair, really. Our unworthiness wound has been triggered again. We're literally in a stage of, what the fuck is going on? Are they ever going to come back? What if they find somebody else? And I think we're all spiraling at the moment. That's why I'm doing this video. We're all collectively going through this energy. But we have to remember as well, if we're feeling this, so is our twin flame. They're going through that energy as well. And this is a clear sign of what we need to heal. We need to heal that unworthiness wound, because that's where I think everything stems from. Our feelings of jealousy, our feelings of worry that they'll find somebody to replace us, our feeling that we won't be chosen, and that this won't work out, our fears that we're wrong, and this is so fucking, oh my God. You know what really bugs me, right? As humans, we seem, right, okay, so say for example, there's 100 things to be happy about, 100 really positive things, and there's only 10 negative things. We're creatures of completely forgetting the negative, or completely forgetting the positive. Did I say that right? Yeah, so there's 100 positive things, 10 negative things. We're creatures of what positive? We concentrate on the 10 negative. No matter what happens in our lives, we forget the good things. And one thing about our twin flame journey, we always go through that doubt. Is this our twin flame? Is this connection real? Because we end up forgetting the signs, the synchronicities, the magic we've already experienced. Go back to the time that you met. Go back to how you met. Was it fate? Was it random? Was it instant recognition? Was there an instant chemistry? Was it like you'd known that person? Like for me personally, the minute I heard my twin flame's voice for the first time on the phone, my soul knew something. The minute I saw his face, there was this instant attraction. And I was already, I was in the energy of like, I'm single but unavailable. So like no one turned my head. And for like, I didn't know that this guy was my twin flame or anything. I was just like, oh my God, the sound of his voice, the look of him, everything. It was just like, oh, wow, what is this? Then you look at everything that's gone on throughout your connection, and you see that everything was divinely magical. But yet every time we go into fear and doubt, that goes out the window. And we're like, but what if this isn't real? What if they don't come back? What if I'm wrong? What if this connection isn't what I think it is? And I know personally, like the last week has been really heavy with this energy of us fearing the worst, us fearing that it's over, us fearing that they'll never return. This fucking urge to reach out. And this is just a clear sign of our fucking unworthiness. When I swear to God, I can't wait to throw that thing out the window. Oh my God. You know what I mean? It keeps coming up over and over again. And I was in a great space for weeks. Like I was really in a great space for weeks. And all of a sudden this shit hits the fan again. And it's like, oh my God, we're gone down to fucking below zero again. This fear, this doubt, this fucking energy of, what if they've moved on? And, I know that that's like what I've been feeling this week, my twin is feeling as well. But like, I can't seem to shake that. Like, and I think we're all going through this at the moment. What if it's over? And it's this wake up call energy. We're being kind of shaken up. And this is the same way, like we're all going through this wake up, shake up at the minute in all aspects of our life. You know what I mean? And it's literally that kind of wake up call. Because when we're stagnant on our journey, as in like if we're constantly healing, we are. But sometimes we can go into these comfort zone phases where we think we've all the healing done, and we go through this phase of calm energy. But then something is re-triggered. Oh, Jesus, these triggers, oh my God. You know what I mean? You could see a picture of your twin flame online or something, and all of a sudden everything just comes flooding back. And you realise how much you missed them, and all that fucking energy is intense again. Or, you know, you see they're active online, or, you know, if you're in separation, or there's that little bit of communication, there's triggers coming out of everywhere. And our mind is our biggest fucking enemy. Oh my God. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Like, literally, you create scenarios in your mind that do not exist. What are we doing? And like, you know, I think this is a really good exercise, because I just mentioned this, right? We concentrate on the negative. We concentrate on all the things our twin did wrong. All the times we went into separation, all the times they ghosted, all the times they didn't do what we expected them to do. And we forget everything that they did right. Everything that they did right, you know, and everything that was magical about the connection. So one thing which is really, really helpful to do is write out a list of things that you love about your twin flame. Or write out a list of things that they have done that was good, that was positive. And anytime you go into a spiral of doubt, read over it. And help yourself to come out of that false energy, because it is false. Oh my God, we're great storytellers. Oh, we should all write books about all these negative things in our heads, because when we think of one negative, fucking thing with one negative thought, the next one, the fucking spiral goes on. Oh my God, and we create these massive scenarios in our head that do not exist. We're creating something that does not exist. And we're forgetting the things that actually really do matter. How do you feel? How does your twin flame make you feel? How do you feel in their company? And that's one thing, that is another thing that we can actually see as proof of this connection. How does your energy feel in their presence? That's not the same as anything you've ever felt before. You cannot match that energy with another person. You just can't. So go back to what your soul feels. And you know, this was like, I was really bad over the weekend. Friday to Monday, I was in a horrendous state with this energy. And Monday night, I connected with my twin flame on the 5D. And Tuesday then, I was absolutely on cloud nine, because I knew that the connection was real. And I knew that he was thinking of me, and I knew that I was thinking of him. And I knew that we had come out of that fear-based energy. But then I saw a picture of him online yesterday, was it? It was a recent picture of him, and I'm like, oh my God, all of the fear started coming back up again, because it made me realise how much I miss him. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I went into that spiral again, and it's funny how we were triggered over things. Like, you know, I was excited to see a picture of him. It was like, yay, he's still alive. But like, I was like, you know, I'm after spiraling since again, because it's like, shit, you know, the energy of what if he's moved on, and what if he won't come back? That all comes back. That all comes back again and again. So we have to come back. It all boils down to us. And I know this. You know, anytime that I get emotional or triggered on my journey, it's an indicator of what I need to heal. Yes, he needs to heal stuff as well. But this unworthiness, when this pain is coming because it's stuff that is buried within me that I need to heal. So anytime we're going through this fear and doubt, we have to ask ourselves, where is this coming from? Where is this stemming from? How can I heal this? And it's the inner child again. It's the inner child, it's the inner teen. It's all that stuff that comes back up. All that hardship, all that pain. I can feel that in my heart chakra and in my tummy now. You know what I mean? The pain that I feel when I go through this energy. And, you know, as I said, our mind is our biggest enemy. Like, you know, yes, there is stuff buried there that needs to come up and needs to be healed. So this trigger is important so that we can release it. But don't allow the trigger to make you spiral into something that doesn't exist. You know, and I do believe that any creation in the mind is an indicator of what we still need to heal. So if you are going through jealousy or fear or doubt, worrying that they're not going to come back, that is an indicator of what you need to heal and what you need to work on. And that is very important. So how can we do that? We can do it by listening to what we feel. Ask ourselves where it's coming from, and nurture and reparent our inner child. That's the most important thing. That's where this is stemming from. You know what I mean? And we just be kind to yourself through it. Know that this is just a part of the journey. Know that everything is flowing as it should, and trust in the divine timing. This is the importance of surrender in this journey. When we go through these doubts and fears, all we want to do is run. We want to chase. We want to go after them. We want clarity, and that's effectively what we do. And we do need to let go and trust the process, and trust that even if they did try to replace us, that they would eventually see the truth and come back anyway. That any karmic situation is a lesson for them to learn as well. So we have to trust that no matter what happens, this divine love is inevitable, even if there is delays. But 99%, I believe that 99% of the time, the scenarios we create in our mind are false. And they're just this is the thing. If you have a wound that's, centered around your unworthiness, that your fear of not being chosen, fear of not being good enough to be chosen, fear that you're replaceable, it doesn't matter whether or not there's a trigger or an actual scenario to make you feel those ways. That stuff is still inside you. And I think that's the reason we can create in our mind, is because if that wound is there, and say your twin flame isn't with somebody else or hasn't tried to move on, we still need to be triggered in order to heal that. So even though there's actually no physical proof of them being with somebody else, your mind is going to create that in a way for you to heal the trigger that's still within, or that's the source of that pain. And we have to trust that. Trust that it's there for a reason. Trust that what you're feeling in your mind is not true, but there is a reason behind it. Like, everything that happens on this journey has a purpose. So as I said, even if there's no physical 3D proof of the stuff that's going on in your mind, the stuff that's going on in your mind is there to create the reason for that to show you what still needs to be healed. So, that jealousy wound coming up, that unworthiness wound coming up, it's there anyway. No matter what the external situation is, that stuff needs to be uncovered and healed anyway. So trust and nurture yourself through it. Trust the process. Trust that everything that you feel and everything that you go through is a part of the connection and is a part of your journey and is just something that you need to heal. Don't let yourself spiral. And as I said, write down all the things you love about your twin, all the things that they've done that is positive. And every time you go into a doubt and remember only the negative, read over this list and remind yourself of the truth that is in your soul, the truth that's in the 5D. This external stuff, this 3D stuff, is there as a guide to heal, but it's not real. Do you know what I mean? What is real is what you feel. So don't believe those doubts. Don't go into those spirals of fear. Remember the magic that is within this connection. Remember all the positive things. And trust that if you're doing the work, so are they. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today, and nothing more than to help on your path. Also, I'll be hosting my first free webinar on Friday the 8th of August at 6 p.m. Ireland UK time. I will be speaking on healing after narcissistic abuse, inner child work, inner teen work, and shadow work. Hope to see you there. If you need any information, just comment below.